Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. Well, if you're watching me, what are we talking about? Super aging, getting older without getting old. Let me tell you. I've spoken to quite a few of my classmates and colleagues and people around my age. And let me just find out from you. Um, some of them told me they have been crying. And today's, for some reason, um, one of them I spoke to, we just talked about crying. And crying, not because we're depressed, we're just crying because nobody told us what it was going to be like on the other side of aging. And so I thought I did a little quick survey, some of my friends, and they admitted they had been crying. And once I got the survey done, then I reminded myself of one day of how I cried. And I guess we're crying, not afraid to leave the earth, but crying because nobody told us what it was going to be like on the other side of aging. That is why I guess I need the people who are 25 and 35 and 45 and 55. One of the questions I asked was this: if somebody had told us, would we have listened? When you're young and having fun, you don't want to hear anything from any old people. What is it that we can really tell somebody young? Really, what is it? Every age has to find out. Every age has to find out by themselves, on their own, whatever's going on in that age group. When you're in your 20s, you had to find out what goes on in your 20s. You just found out that you can drink, 21. You are legally an adult. You can do anything you want to do. Many of you are finishing college and going on to graduate school. Some of you got married by 21. Back in my day, we talk about my day, 21 was like over the hill. Uh, and so you had all that came with 21. Who 82 would be talking to you and you would listen? Nobody. If the truth be told, no. You heard your grandmama. You grew up with grandmama them. You grew up with Aunt B. You grew up with Big Mama. You didn't want to hear anything from anybody 82 or 81 about what happens on the other side of aging. You see, so you got into your 30s. In your 30s, you knew you were getting older, but you were okay with it because you still look good. You thought you didn't look good, but you figured out you look good. In your 40s, you still fly. In your 40s, but you're looking for a husband by then, a baby by then, talking about your clock is ticking and all that goes along with being 40. And 50, you're like, damn, I'm halfway there. What? I'm 50? Then you don't take anything off of anybody. You're like, pfft, you can't tell me anything because I've lived 50 years. There's some truth to all that. But who in 50, 40, 30, and 20 would have taken time to listen to somebody 82? Not one. Not one. Because you don't want to hear all that. You living. So what is happening, those of us who are on the other side of 56, the other side of 66, the other side of 76, we're finding out things that nobody ever told us. And one of the things, one of the young ladies, one of my classmates, a colleague said to me today, that we should encourage the young people, 50 and below, or 60 and below, whatever we want to enjoy every bit of the life you have been given. Do not put off. Do not wait. Don't say it's going to happen. I got time. You do not. You don't know what you got. But we need for you to enjoy. You see, we spend our 20s and our 30s and our 40s trying to get that golden ring. Whatever it takes to get the golden ring, because America is set up in such a way where if you don't have the golden ring, you ain't nobody. I mean, my mother used to tell, my mother had a very good business. Anybody who's from Gary, Indiana, know about Storyland Nursery School, which was my mother, Mrs. Georgia Young. She owned that school. You have to have money. My mother used to say you have to have money all the time, you know. And I don't know. It's just well. Anyway, I won't digress to that. Let me just stay where I'm going with all this. 20, 30, and 40, up to 50. I'm gonna stop at 50. I'm gonna pick up 50 later, but 20, 30, and 40. You're going after the golden ring. America says if you don't have a golden ring, you don't have anything. So you spend all your time going after the golden ring. Then you get the golden ring. I mean, you get a big, big golden ring. You get 2 or 3 of them. You got all kind of stuff and houses and rings and this, da. But guess what? That train is still moving. That train is still moving. And where's it moving? It's moving in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. It's getting older. That's what's happening. And you get all the goodies. And you wake up one day and guess what? You're 70, which is be good because that's what God gave you. But before you know it, if God willing, you make 80. Then what? You got all the goodies. You got everything. But you got to go. You can't stay here. You can't stay here, baby. You got to go. So are you crying because you got to go? Are you crying because you got to a point where you know you got to go? Are you crying because you didn't do some things in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s? As in Georgian, I didn't sing. I'm glad that saying at age 77, I was able to put on the concert. God did that. God set up the person, set up everything. They said that was all God. He said, I'm gonna do this for you. Because you told me that you were gonna do what I asked you to do in the 4th grade. And so he gave me a chance after second chance, after third chance, after 10 chances. But people, I don't want you to cry. I don't want to cry myself. I cried, but I do. Because I said, Lord, I gotta go. I can't stay here. The thing about it is when you're 20, nobody tells you you can't stay here. You don't talk about leaving here till you get a certain age, but you can leave anytime. That's why every day is all you have. Every day, every minute, right now is all I have. I remember B. Wayne McMillan. You know I love B. Wayne. Love B. Wayne. B. Wayne had a friend. I think you heard me tell this story because I find it this astonishing to me. She went to the door and they found her holding on to the knob. He told me that story. She dropped dead, holding on to the knob, going out the door. When you stop and think about that, hold on to the knob, going out the door. And then the other story he told me was a woman went to a funeral, came home. They found her in the garage where she had gone to the funeral, came home, parked her car in the garage, and died right there. That's what I'm talking about. You don't know the day or the hour. That's why Be Ye Also Ready is for real. You can't say you got next week to do what thus said the Lord. You don't have next week. Do you know how grateful I am he let me stay here without doing one thing he told me to do? One. He said, okay. You think I don't think I'm highly favored? You know I think I'm highly favored. Because why am I still here? 3 cancers? He had to direct me. I don't even know. He had to. Let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you the story. Let me give you the story. I had to teach. Now I forgot her name. Now you know that's terrible. I taught this child. I love her. A new Delta. Begins with an A. Oh my God, I can't think of her name. Anyway, I had to teach a student. and Wilson. That's her last name. Okay, the rest of it come to me. Anyway, I had to teach her. She had to come to Clark Atlanta as a freshman. I had to teach her, and she had to be impressed with me enough to remember me and still be a student friend for 4 years at Clark Atlanta. All right? And the 4 years at the Clark Atlanta, then she had to go off and do life, and I had to go off and do life. Keep up with me now. Astria, that's it. Oh, you know I love Astria. I don't know why I went blank. Anyway, Astria Wilson, Reverend Astria Wilson now, then left and went to Emory. Matriculated there, got an MD, Master's of Divinity, to be Reverend Astria Wilson. I had to, now how did I get to this place? I'm trying to figure out, how did I get to the Absalom Center? Oh, that's how I got there. The Absalom Jones Center across from Clark, Atlanta has been there forever. The Episcopal Church had it, and now it became this new name. And Bill Keenan, my good friend Bill Keenan, came and got me one Sunday and said, I need you to go to the Episcopal Church on Peachtree. So I'm thinking I'm going to go by myself, because I'm thinking, like, he's not riding all the way over here to pick me up. He's one of my white friends. I said, I'm not getting ready. We're not getting ready to ride to church together. Well, he was in the driveway. No, that's how God said. He going to be in the driveway. He come to get you so I can make sure you go. Now, keep up with all this now. I get in the car. We drive all the way over to Peachtree. He said, you got to meet this woman named Dr. Catherine Meeks. I'm like, I don't need to meet nobody else, okay? He said, you got to meet, you got to hear. I heard a phenomenal woman. I said, oh, that's phenomenal. I let that go. Thank you. We enjoyed ourselves. I talked to Astria. Said, I went to the church with my good friend Bill Keenan. I met this woman named Dr. Catherine Meeks, but I didn't get a chance to meet her because we had to leave. She said, oh, no, you have to meet her. Astria made me go to the Absalom Center. And I liked her, very brilliant woman. We're not doing anything together now, but a brilliant woman. I don't take anything away from anybody. I had to meet her so I can say casually one day, God, I've been trying to sing, not trying, but I've been wanting to do a show. And, here I am, 77. They had just done a big spread on me. Betsy Riley done a great story about Atlanta and Atlantans. And I was just in January 2020, I was thinking, wow, I'd sure like to sing. I had met, Sean Walker, Spelman class of 18. I had to meet her first. I had to meet her over at Atlanta Metropolitan State College. I had to meet L. Cornell Pearson in the same class, my French class, those two. So get all this together. All of these people had to meet. Why did we all had to meet? For me to do my one-woman show at the Absalom Center at age 77 on February the 13th, 2020. Now, God had told me way back, I'm just talking about, so he said, I'm going to orchestrate this thing. You think about how he's orchestrating some stuff for you. And you said, but why are we crying? We're crying because he orchestrated that for me, but maybe somebody out there that he hasn't orchestrated it yet for you, but you were supposed to do something. We are here by the grace of God, and we are on assignment. We have to get that assignment done. And we have to act like we're doing it. I don't know, my daughter's the theologian, but we have to act like we're doing the assignment in order to stay here. Because when you don't do the assignment and you don't want to do the assignment, you do mess up all the way with the assignment. I think he just take you out of here. You raised your hand to come here. You see. And so I need to encourage you out there, those of you who are, when I talk about super aging, I understand all that's going on with this. Getting older without getting old. I need you to embrace that with me, because I cry sometimes, but I cry because I look back and say, whoa, I'm grateful for I'm grateful for February the 13th, 2020. And I'm grateful for today, December the 4th, 2024. I'm grateful for my days. I'm grateful for if I hadn't had the cancer, I don't know it was my incentive. Each cancer has been an incentive for me to do something that I should have done without the cancer. Come, you with me? Are y'all with me out there? Are you with me? Listen to what I'm saying now. Those of you who have come to age 70, 65, 67, 69, 72, we can't stay here. The 21-year-old, when you were 21, you never thought about not staying here. At 30, you didn't think about staying, but you can't stay here. We cannot stay here. And so we got to make the best of what we got left. And that's why I don't want you crying. I want you to reflect on the good things, and I want you to pick up with me. Join me in this movement. This is a movement. I don't know these people. They don't know me. I hope they sold 1 million books. I don't care. I'm not even about that. I'm about you. I am about what can I do to keep that energy going? Because there's so many of us that get in the coffin. You ready to get in there because you know we got to go. We can't stay. But because we can't stay doesn't mean we can't do something while we're here. You still got some things to do. You know, if the truth be told, we may be crying over some things that happened in the past that we can't do anything about. You can't do anything about it. It's over. If you look back, you're going to be like Lot's wife. You're going to be stuck somewhere. You got to keep going, baby. I know it's somebody out there I'm talking to. I told you, see, I cried one day when I looked in the mirror. I cried because I said, what happened to her? She was a pretty woman. And I cried because I wondered if somebody that I particularly care for, can they take all this? And then you say, if somebody really cares about you, they can take this and this. All you ladies out there, come with me. Come with me, because I've seen a man was 103 and the wife was 102. I'm not saying that you got to do that, but I'm just saying, when somebody loves you and cares about you, it doesn't matter about any of this. The part I want you to get is to love and care about yourself. You worried about, is he going to like this line? Is he going to like this line? Is he going to like this right here? What about you liking it? You heard me talk about this before. And the women that I'm talking to, my friends, my contemporaries, beautiful women, beautiful in their day and beautiful now. If I can convince them, if I can do anything I can do on this show, I would like to convince as many of you as possible how beautiful you are, just as you are. Will you go ahead and believe me? Will you go ahead and say, if you got to put on a hat, get a hat. If you want to show the gray hair, you want to show the gray hair, show the gray hair. Show it. You can be this way. You can be this woman. You see? Or you can be this woman. I need you to just capture that. Be her if you want to be her. And don't worry about if, well, I don't know if I'm going to meet somebody. Who are you trying to meet? If you this woman and they don't like this woman, then forget those people. When I take this off and you don't, and you stop, you still with me, I don't need to be with you. We know what's going on with me. You know what's going on with me. You know the pain. When I did the show yesterday, my daughter tell you how sick I was. Sick woman yesterday. You see. But I'm on a mission, and you're my mission. You are. If I can get you to get to this point where you can have it on or have it off, still don't have my teeth, that's all right. You waiting for somebody to fall in love with you. I'm telling you to fall in love with yourself. Can I get you to fall in love with yourself as is? Come out the coffin and get back in life. The holidays are coming, and they've been talking about suicide so much. Let me tell you something. You know, suicide take you straight to hell, right? Okay. Because you done decided that you know more than God. Don't do that. I'm not they got a number to call. I should have that number. There's a number you call. But call some friends that know the number. It's a 3-digit number. You know, because it's not worth that. You got to stay here. We got to do the whole journey. You can't make up your mind that you don't want to be on this journey because you own it. You don't feel well? I talk to my friends every day. We got something wrong every day. So what? I couldn't move yesterday. My daughter said, "You all right?" She didn't know I wasn't all right. I was not all right. When I did that show yesterday, I was not all right. I was struggling with trying to be all right. And I tell you, you got to get a hold of something that'll make you get up and do a show, make you keep going. You get a hold of something. Get a hold of something. You know, get a hold of life the way you did in your 20s. Get a hold of life the way you did in your 30s. You done got to, just because your hands don't look as good as they used to, buy some Vaseline. See, y'all done got away from what we used to have. You got all cute, all fancy, and all that. Put some Vaseline on there, child. It's all right. You say, I don't have any. I remember a woman telling me her husband bought her a beautiful ring, and she said she didn't want the ring anymore. She wanted it when she was younger, when her hands looked better. Well, boo, if you put a ring on it, I'm going to like it with all this right here. With all this, because all this right here, all that, put some more Vaseline on and keep going. What are you talking about? What are y'all saying out there? Whew, you're making me tired. I just want you to know, I don't even know how to title this. I'll think of something. I just want you to know that I love you. And I do this show for me and for you. Stop crying. Stop crying. Jump back in and start living. Start living. You know, it's Christmas time. It's holiday time. You say, well, I don't have anybody. Yes, you got yourself. You got the Lord. You got somebody. You got a friend, something. Make some friends. Or get on a plane, do like I did. I went all the way to Africa. And my sister-in-law, not my sister-in-law, not my daughter's sister-in-law. My son-in-law's sister was here for the funeral. And she traveled all over Africa by herself. I think you can still do that. I don't know. But you can go some places by yourself. Find you a spot. Or do your staycation. Just be careful in your movements, you know. But I'm saying, don't give up on life. Don't give up on living. Don't give up on God. He got you. Has he given up on you? No, he has not. Because you're still here. He loves you. And you know I love you. And you can't do anything about it.